So today I'll be discussing about React unit testing using Cypress, and I also show you something about what we can really achieve with Cypress for React applications. Okay, so I think you people know that React is one of the major applications techno framework that people are using. So I've been doing some React work from past few days. So I had really seen the benefit of a tool like Cypress to actually plug in directly to the React. WebDriver IO will also do it, but Selenium Java cannot do it, but WebDriver IO can do it a little bit, but I think Cypress can do, as Gleb said, it can do much more than that. Okay. Okay, yeah, thanks Narayana for sharing that GitHub links. And guys, if you got any questions, you always can put in write to me, or you can put if you go to SDET Talent Hub, you can contact us, and then we can have a chat. So always that is always there. So you always can go to SDET Talent Hub website, and if you can put your questions, and any further meetups also we will be putting there, as well as the meetup.com as well. So both platforms we will be putting our next meetups. Okay, coming to this. So yeah, so today I will be showing about the major plugins which is making a big difference on Cypress, and I'll be showing how the Cypress React Selector works, and I also will be showing what Cypress Unit Test works. Okay, so this is not what actually Narayan had shown. Narayan had shown the good end-to-end tests, but I am showing something inside the box, which is the kind of unit layer. Okay, so today I will be discussing about more inside the box, so that it is different from what Narayana had shown. Cypress a lot of things, but now I'll be more focusing on a unit as well as the React part of it. Okay, so let's go inside. So okay, so today I'll be discussing the plugin. So I think the first thing is we've got a lot of plugins which has been coming up on Cypress. Okay, so I think as Gleb said, we got people. I think the main thing that people are working is right now is writing the unit testing plugin for all other tools. So I think React is started. They're actually going slowly, one by one. But I think the plan is to show them do a lot of writing the plugins for the Vue and Angular applications as well. Okay, so if you just see my screen, this is what, guys. So if you go to the Cypress plugin page, this is where you can see a lot of plugins. You can see that we got Cypress authentication, and we got Angular unit test. This is what I'm very interested with. You can see that we got lot of support for the other thing. I think it's still going on. It's still improving. So this is what my main thing, which is the Cypress unit testing, is what I got I catch on that. So I'll be discussing about that. We got other plugins as well. You can see that we got mobile commands, and we got a file upload. We got XPath. We got testing CPS testing library, which is very important, which actually use it to emulate your DOM object model using something like JS DOM. It actually helps to kind of test your applications using a kind of a jQuery, kind of a DOM object model. But this is not what we are doing today, but we'll be discussing about React Selector, which is something which I'm very much interested with. So today we'll be showing two important React plugins that is supported by Cypress. Okay, so I just want to ask you a question. How many of you people have tested React applications? How many of your people, I think you people are testing a lot of applications. How many of you people are using React, or how many people are dealing with React applications? Can you just raise their hand, or like put your name? Can you please put in the chat? How many people are dealing with React applications? If you listen, if you hear me. Okay, you are using React.js. Yes, perfect. Yeah, so you are dealing with React applications. Anybody else, guys, using React applications in their day-to-day life, like testing? Okay, Mohammed, yes, Vikram, Srikanth, yes, obviously Srikanth, no, Eurostar is full of React applications. Yeah, Rohit, the past project, okay, very good. Anybody else using? I think fundamental things, guys. Don't say that I don't know what technologies development are using. Don't say that. That days are gone. We really need to understand the development stack. Okay, so yeah, obviously people. I think that won't be your answer, but definitely, if you are actually joining any company, my advice is to understand your development stack. Okay, that is one of the important things. Okay, thank you, Shantilal. So coming to the plugins, and I think somebody asked about TypeScript. Yes, even React, even Cypress supports TypeScript as well within the same unit testing plugin. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, the first I will show you a demo today of how you can actually uh, test a React front-end application and how you can actually get a benefit of React on the React application from the front-end point of view, not from the unit testing point of view. Unit testing I'll talk later, but let us talk about React front-end testing, this component interaction. Okay, so what you people have to do is, first of all, you need to be at least 4.5 or above for you to actually deal with React applications. The first thing is you need to have 4.5 or above. After that, you have to, the very important thing is, so this is a little bit tricky thing, guys. That's what I'll show you. So whenever you want to deal with React selector, because I'm talking about a React selector here, you cannot use, you don't need to use CSS, XPath and all those kind of things. You can directly interact the React component element directly. For that, you also have to do a little bit configuration called root component, which I'll show you in a minute. But that will really help you to directly interact with the components as a front end, not unit testing, as a front end testing. Okay. So you need to install a plugin called React, Cypress React component. Sorry for my cough. So you need to install a React Selector component, and then you can, if that is all done, then you should be able to interact with your UI by a command called cy.react. So there's a new command. Normally people use cy.get, cy.find, cy.visit. All these are common commands. This is a command which is called react, cy.react. This, and here you have to provide the component name directly here. Okay. So this component name is what you want to test in the component, which is nothing but the UI that it is shown. Okay. And after you got the component, then you can do anything. You can interact, you can assert, especially you can assert the properties, props, and the behavior of the component. Also, we can test the existence of the component. Okay. I don't want to take too much of theory. Let me show you something which is very important. Okay. So here, guys, this is my application. My application have a small UI here. So this is a small UI. So this application, let me start the application for you. Yeah, the application is hosted in localhost 3000. So this is a small application, guys. So if you can see my screen, this is an application. In this application, you can see that I can actually interact with different components. I can click on plus, click on minus, I can delete. So this is an application which is like a shopping cart, just like you can add and delete the components. Okay. So this is a small application. The first fundamental thing, guys, whenever you are dealing with React applications, there is a plugin that you need to install, and that plugin is called React Components. Okay, so this is what normally any automation tester will say. Okay, I can get my XPath and CSS from here. Okay, which is supposed to be a bad habit. You have to write your own locators. That's what I always say. So you should write your own locators, but you will write your locators from your DOM or your HTML code. But now, because you are React application, there is a plugin called React plugin in your Chrome browser. And now this is how your application is looking like from a React point of view. This is a rendered HTML. React will render this. You can see this is a button, but actually React point of view, that's not a button, that's a component. Okay, so this is how the React will see the application. So this is what React. For that, you need to install a React component plugin in your Chrome, and you can see that this is how your application will look like. You don't need to use your XPath, CSS, and all these things. You can directly use the component. So what you do is here, if you go to your code, see, interestingly, if you go, I mean, you don't need to. This is how the actual code is written. See, this is counters, which is nothing but this counters. This is a component. This is the counters component. This is a counter component. This is a React application code base. So this is a counters, and this is a counter. Okay, which is nothing but individual child element, and you can see that we are rendering the sorry. So we are within the counters, we are rendering the counter. Okay. Now, if you go to your code, if you see here, see, I got some tests here. So what is this tests are doing is, you can see that this is very important, guys. So whenever you write a test, you need to write a command called, first of all, I mean, I just want to make sure that, give me 1 second, guys. My battery is running off. Give me 1 second. So you can see that here, one important thing that I need to install is, okay, one thing I need to install is Cypress React Selector. This is a plugin that I need to install, and this plugin will enable me two commands. One command is this wait for React, which I need to provide the root of my application, which is nothing but root. If I give this root, and then, guys, if you don't give this, then you will get a problem. You need to provide this so that the Cypress will wait for the page to load, and will wait for the particular application to load. And after that, you can see that then this is a command cy.react, and directly I am giving the component. Okay, so what I'm giving here, the component, this component is nothing but the component which is coming from this. So I'm giving counters or counter. I got two tests here. One test is testing the counter is coming when can I see a counter and having the length of 1, and also am I seeing the counter, and how many counters are here, guys? Okay, so if I just refresh this, how many counters are here? I got four counters here. Okay, so these 4 counters is what I'm asserting. So I'm asserting that I got 4 components, and water is there. So I'm directly interacting with my React applications. Okay, so if you go and run this, obviously I need to use npx Cypress open. You can see that it opens the way that Narayana had shown. It opens the UI. Okay, so now I can see I configured that to run this. So this is my action.spec.js. So if I open this, it will open a browser and see that here. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me close this is the other one which I got. Okay, let me close this and let me run this again. Okay, so let me open this because I got one browser opened. So if I open this, okay, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, let me run this again. Okay, so if I run this, I should be able to see that I am directly testing the components, okay, rather than elements. Okay, this is not unit testing. This is still a black box functional testing, but I am using my Cypress cy.react as my locator. Okay, now you can see that the test is running. My server is running here locally. So you can see that the test is running just like this. See this, the two tests are passing. Okay, so I got 2 tests here. One is that I'm expecting 4 elements. One is I'm expecting that the whole component element, counter element is shown. As I always do, we need to do a negative testing as well. Just go and see that how if the test fails. Okay, that's it. You can see that the test is failing. The test is failed because I'm expecting 3 components, but there's 4 components. So you can directly test that. So the advantage of this approach is that you can directly use your components directly. So especially developers point of view, this is very important, guys. See, basically in the React point of view, every component is like an independent component which can take a props and it delivers the outcome. Okay, so the advantage of you directly testing the components is that you will be testing different layers of React components directly. Okay, from a functional point of view. Okay, but however, this is just a one of the plugin which React uses for selecting. Okay, now let me go to the second one. The second is the unit testing, Cypress unit testing, guys. This is one of the what Gleb was talking about. In Cypress unit testing, there's a new plugin that we have to use for Cypress unit testing. For this unit testing, this is different approach. So the advantage of using, I think Gleb had covered all these points. The advantage of using is you can use the same Cypress UI tool for unit testing as well. And we can test the unit of testing also in the real browser rather than a ghost browser. So you can render your element on the real browser and you can directly test, you can mount it. That's what he's calling. You can mount that on the wire rather than a real browser. Okay, I'll show you, because if you see right now, it is opening in the real browser. This is you can see that application is opening. But when I run my unit testing, you won't see that. If you run my unit testing, you won't see my application application will not get started. My unit testing will open the element on the real browser using some web pack behind the screens. Okay. So the advantage of using Cypress is that the same thing, you can do a time travel and you can easily debug in the unit testing as well. Okay, but the other things which the unit testing could do, because unit testing Cypress point of view, there are 2 tools called Enzyme and Jest. Jest and Enzyme are the 2 unit testing tools on React. But now Cypress is competing with them, and it is also still having the same advantages what Enzyme and Jest is having. Okay, so what it is doing, this unit test can still do the stubbing part. And also we have one important feature in our Cypress unit testing called code coverage. I'm not showing this today, but we can still do the code coverage just like the other unit testing tool. And we can also run the tests in CI integration. Obviously, it will help the CI continuous integration, and also it will help the parallel testing, which is a common feature throughout any unit testing framework. But the advantage is that you can use Cypress as your unit testing tool, where you can have a UI and you can do a lot of other things. Okay, so that is the advantages of having a unit testing. I think we'll be finishing in 12 minutes, guys. 11 minutes now. So I'll be covering that very fast, and we can have 5 minutes for questions. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Does Cypress support GraphQL APIs? Yeah. It supports. There is a plugin for that also, Srikanth. Okay. Now let us go into how to do is how to enable UI unit testing for your React application. For that, first of all, again, we need to use at least Cypress 4.5. And for that, there is a plugin, which I think I had shown you in the UI, but I'll show you in the code base as well. So here you can see that this is my unit testing application. So here, there is something called Cypress React Unit Testing plugin. If you are using React, we are using that. But if you're using Angular or something, then that may be a different plugin. Okay. Sorry for the sound, guys. Now, the only thing that you need to do is you need to enable the experimental component testing feature is equal to true. This is very important. Okay, because normally this will be false. You need to go to Cypress JSON and you need to enable your experimental component testing is equal to true. Then only it will work, because it's still under experimental. And you can see that the code is committed by Gleb, who is the speaker today. Okay, you can see that how much of effort that he had kept. You can literally see that his code is committed 4 months back. That is his effort. That's the reason why we need to appreciate his effort on doing all these things. Okay, now if we go to here, so this is the I got 4 unit test cases today. One is that I need to check that whether the button is, I'm able to check that once I load a component, then that component is successfully rendering or not. Okay, it's a simple unit test. So here I think what Gleb was talking about, this mount command. This mount command will come, which is the major breakthrough, which will come through your Cypress React unit testing library. This mount command will mount. So here I don't need to open a browser and run a server. This mount command will mount the component on the web pack. Okay, and let me run this test for you. Let me close this. Okay, so this is a different project here today, guys. I'm running my Cypress unit testing here, not the UI testing. It's a unit testing. Okay, see this, I got 4 components test. Okay, so if I click on Narayan, I will show you a bug here. Maybe you need to report to Gleb later. I'll show a bug later. Okay, it's a bug here. If I click on run all, then what happens? The unit tests will not execute. There is a bug here on Cypress. Okay, see that? If I run all, it won't run. Okay, so Narayan, this is something that you need to take a screenshot and we need to report to them. I just found it while my demo preparation. Okay, anyway, let's go back, and if I run individually, they will work. Okay, now see that I'm running that unit test where the button is launched. So I'm running unit test. So as Gleb said, guys, here have a look carefully. There is no URL being loaded here, but still the test is happening. See that the test is passed without a URL. This is what the unit testing is about. And you can see that this is the mount command, which is mounting it. And after that, we are testing that the mounting is happening or not. Okay, we still have a code coverage and all. We don't need to worry about right now. But this is the unit test on this, testing that the button is rendering or not successfully. Okay, so now the second test case. Okay, here I want to check that when I click, then the text should be changed. I mean, this is a React code, so this is a state change. So when I click on handle click, then the state will change. Whenever the state will change, automatically the page will get refreshed. Okay, that is how the React is built. Okay, now you can see that I'm running this test now. The second test case where it will check that whether I don't need to click, because if the click is actually coming from the Cypress APIs. So Cypress going and clicking. Now you can see that okay. So now the click command is executed. Okay, guys, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. Can you hear me, guys? Am I audible? Yes, okay, thank you. So one other thing is similarly, I got one more test, which actually changed from A to B, changed from subscribe to basic to proceed to checkout. It's a change of a state. And then this also can be executed here. Have a look. Even I can change, it's not only just changing the state, but changing from state A to B. So it tests this as well, okay? You see that. Okay, you can see that. If you go to time travel, what is the text on the button? It is subscribe to basic. But now, if I click on that, see that is exactly that particular action is what we are testing. If you see this, it is converting from subscribe to basic to proceed to checkout. That is only happening when we do a click command. Okay, see that specific DOM after and before. See how beautifully your Cypress is showing the state change. If you are a React developer, you will love it. Okay,
See that change. Now I can do a time travel. So this is what the third test case about state change. The fourth test case that I'm showing is about APIs. So even it is not only that, you also can test that whether the data from the API is also coming using a fake response. So you are testing that a real response against a fake response, which is a very good, and then we are doing a unit test on that. Okay, so let me go and execute the fourth test case, which is this. Okay, this is awesome, guys. I'm telling you, talk to your developers in your React developers. They will really like this. You can show them my video. You can see that it is actually going to API, fetching the data, and then testing the element is properly rendering or not. On a negative side, if I change this and have a look, okay, now what happens? The test will fail. Okay, so again, it looked like a normal Cypress what Narayan had shown. It looked like a normal UI, but guys, this is not UI testing. It is unit testing. Okay, so that the test is failed with a proper message. Expected Kevin within the selector, but never did. So it's failed. So like these guys, I'm telling this is awesome tool which actually helps to test the unit testing. Okay, so we had done the unit testing right now. So the advantage of Cypress is we can perform the unit testing providing the tools. And finally, it also supports TypeScript. Somebody asked about does it support TypeScript? Yes, the same unit testing framework will support TypeScript. The only thing is you need to do a configuration file, and in the cypress.json file, we need to add some additional configurations. I'm not able to talk that right now, but go to cypress.json, take some changes, and we need to also render a additional web pack for the TypeScripting. The only two things we have to do, then you will be able to do the same thing on TypeScripting as well. Okay, that way your Cypress is helping on the testing React application, specifically on the rendering the directly interacting with the applications, and also doing the unit testing, which main important aspect that you need to remember is about the command called mount. This mount is making the mountain level of work, okay, without you starting a server also. Okay, so that is how the unit testing is done, guys. So, and you can do all the assertions which is coming as part of a Cypress assertions. Only thing is it looked like a normal front-end test, but it is a unit test. Okay, guys, I'm done with my demo. I think it's getting late, so I'm done with my demo, and you people can now ask any questions on the React UI and unit testing. Okay, guys, you have any questions for me? If you want to talk also, I can make, yeah, okay, Shantilal. Guys, you can raise your hand. I think now I can make you to speak also. Okay, if you want to talk, speak, raise your hand. I will allow you to talk. Okay, I think it will be good to have a word talk as well. Okay, so guys, do you have any questions or anything that you want to talk on this? Please raise your hand, or yeah, can you catch dynamic component or ID? Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, see, there's nothing like a dynamic component at that state. At that state, you need to go into that state. Example, you want to, I mean, that is a good thing. Or example, you want to do a login using a normal UI action. Then you will get a dashboard. Then you need to do a unit testing. You can mix and match. Yeah, I mean, you will get after this, you will get a confirmation about your browser stack and as the Talent Hub Slack channel. So we got a Slack channel, and you will get information out of that. Okay. And yeah, Mohammed, for your answer, yes, we can mix and match. That is the beauty of your Cypress. Okay. Okay. Anything more, guys? Anybody want to talk? Anybody want to speak? I can unmute you. So yeah. So my point of view, if you can register yourself in SDET Talent Hub,